Hey, what's up guys? So in this video I want to talk about what makes good music. Pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. I think my opinion here, and it is an opinion, I think my opinion here is pretty standard, but you know, it's still something that I want to discuss. First, it has to keep a steady backbeat. Or if it doesn't have a steady backbeat, it has to have some sort of repeating pattern in it that makes people be able to finally get the rhythm. Like, you can make some really complicated stuff, but you know, you still got to be able to loop it around at some point. So, like, don't get me wrong, I like me some Tala complex music. That's Indian music for you guys that don't know what that is. I like some of that stuff, but you know, there's the thing is the longer you listen to that beat, the more you're gonna see that things repeat in it. So yeah, it's gonna loop around to create a steady beat eventually. Like with Tala, I like music that is rich and complex, but in saying this, there has to be some order to the music. Like even in jazz, right? Like, you think about jazz, there's still some structure to it, some sort of like complexity to it, right? I guess what I will say about jazz music is that, you know, it follows a pattern of notes, and that's what I'll talk about. What is there to be talked about with notes? You can't have a structured music, because music is structured. It's inherently structured. It's not just some guy making noises. Like, even that, I guess you could say, is some sort of like musical representation of something, but you have to have notes in your music. And I don't really care if your notes don't follow an 8-note scale, right? I don't care if your music covers an 8-point scale. There's music out there that has a 12-point scale, and so, you know, part of that 12-point scale is that it's not necessarily like, okay, so in an 8-point music scale, you think about it, it's like each note is like one here, one here, one here, and then it's like all linear, right? It's like all linear. Some 12, like, there's a 12-point music scale and it's not linear. You got some halves and some more complicated stuff going on in there, but it's still, there's still integers of what the notes are. So that's very important that is in your music. Lastly, composition is something that really matters. I'm not advocating for pop music or anything like that. Like, oh yeah, pop music has it down pat because they have this composition that's like really organized and like catchy, and every part of the song is catchy. I'm not advocating for the whole song being catchy, like as I talked about with the Tala music, but I am advocating that where you place certain things, like in the order of your music, like what goes here, what goes there, what goes there, like this is really important that you understand where to place things. And like with most good sounding music, it's like they're not trying to reinvent the wheel, you know what I'm saying? They're actually trying to improve upon a system, or at least make it sound good, right? Make something that sounds pleasant to the ears. And a lot of times what people find that is pleasant to the ears is something that's a little bit different, or something that's a little bit improved. And you don't have to create a whole new type of music in order to make good music. Sometimes you can just, you know, compositionally place those other things that I talked about, you know, that it has a steady backbeat and it's rich and complex, and it has notes. It's like what matters is your composition of those elements, right? Like, if you're not ordering your music in the right way, it's not gonna sound good. Even if you do have good notes, even if you do have a good steady backbeat, even if you do have rich, complex music, if it's not in the right order, it's not going to sound right. So that's important too. Well guys, this has been my video on what makes good music. Hope you liked it. Thanks for watching. Bye.